Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we get started, if you're enjoying my videos, make sure to subscribe so you can stick around for the next one, right? Okay, so today's video is going to be some of my unpopular K-pop opinions. Some of these might actually be popular opinions, and if they are, then I apologize. But please don't take anything I say too seriously or as a fact, because if you don't agree with something that I say, that's okay, because it's just my opinions. So my first opinion today is that visuals are the most important factor in whether or not an idol or a group is very successful. Now, I wish this was not true, but the way I see it, dancing can be taught and singing can be faked with lip singing and auto-tune, but you're kind of born with your looks, and it's the first thing that everyone notices. What's more is that if there are two equally talented idols, I feel like the one who is considered more attractive is going to be more successful. And it's kind of a sad truth that there are so many talented idols and groups who really have everything it takes, but because they're, seen as maybe too unattractive or, overweight or whatever, then they'll just never make it as big as some other groups. My next opinion is kind of spicy. It's that BTS has found so much more success than other boy groups, pretty much just because they're more attractive. Now, I'm really not trying to take away from the fact that they are super talented and super hardworking, but I mean that their talent and work ethic, I don't think would have carried them quite as far if they weren't so, universally attractive. And in my opinion, this is honestly kind of what sets them apart from other boy groups and why they're so popular. Okay, so my next opinion is that when and how you got into K-pop has no real effect on whether or not you're a true fan. Just because someone didn't happen to stumble onto a K-pop video in 2012 doesn't mean that they're not as devoted as someone who did. I personally found about K-pop in 2018 when Boom Boom went pretty viral, and I became a really big Momoland fan after that, and then that kind of led into my overall K-pop obsession, I guess. But I mean, I listen to all sorts of groups and all sorts of different genres within K-pop, even though I only got into it recently and through one group. And so even though I haven't been a fan for a super long time, I still consider myself a pretty intense K-pop fan. So this leads into my next opinion, which is that second gen stans are kind of rude and judgmental. Now, I'm not talking about people who have been standing since second gen K-pop. I'm really talking about people who talk about second gen like it was some golden age that us young kids will never be able to experience. I mean, I listen to some second gen groups, and I just happen to prefer a lot of the time third gen music. And I don't think that makes me less of a K-pop fan. And I don't think people should be allowed to judge other people's taste in music. I think everyone should just enjoy the kind of music that they enjoy and not be judged over it. If I were to have gotten into K-pop in the second generation, I would have been 9 years old when I started listening to it, which I think is a lot younger than most people. So I really can't control the fact that I didn't find out about K-pop until I was a little bit older. So my next controversial opinion is that all entertainment companies are evil. I definitely think that some are worse than others, like YG, but I think that all of them employ pretty much the same kind of slave contracts and harsh schedules that really demand too much from the idols. And I will continue to support artists I love because I know they're pursuing their dreams and that this is what they spent their life working at. But, sometimes I do question, if I'm wrong for putting more money into the companies because it's honestly just going to continue this cycle. Okay, so my sixth opinion is that plagiarism is a pretty big issue in the K-pop industry. When I'm talking about plagiarism, I'm talking about groups that are essentially stealing concepts and music, not just from other K-pop groups, but also from artists outside of K-pop. And I'm not going to name any names right now because it's a really large topic and complex, and it would take a long time to really discuss the whole thing. But again, I think this is an issue that comes from the companies being greedy and not really caring about the integrity of their artists or even their own companies. And they're just trying to make as much money as they can. Opinion number 7 is that cultural appropriation, colorism, and racism are also big issues in K-pop and really in Korea in general. I'm not going to get into this issue too deep either because it's super polarizing. But as an industry that comes from such a homogenous country like Korea, when it reaches America, which is totally different, there's bound to be some issues that wouldn't even be considered issues in Korea with, respect of different cultures and ethnicities. And I think that it is a big issue that needs to be addressed. And this kind of leads into my next opinion, which is that I don't mind K-pop, quote unquote, westernizing. And when it comes to what I just talked about with racism and cultural appropriation, I think that even just exposing the K-pop industry to diversity in other countries, which are not homogenous like Korea, it helps to educate idols and companies on racial and social issues. And to me, it seems that the people who are so opposed to Korean idols collabing with American or European musicians or releasing songs in English or anything like that are the same people who kind of get mad when American award shows make a separate category for K-pop or don't allow them to perform solo because they weren't nominated. I feel like allowing the two genres to mix is a good thing because it will honestly lead to more inclusion and acceptance of K-pop in America. So I know those last few opinions were pretty heavy, so I'm going to go into a lighter one, which is that Red Velvet has the best discography of any K-pop group. With the wide range in their songs and the endless supply of B-sides, I think if I could only listen to one K-pop group, it would honestly have to be Red Velvet. Red Velvet's actually not my favorite K-pop group of all time because I think, in my opinion, there's so much more to a group than just their discography, but they do have my favorite overall collection of music. And my final opinion is that the unpopular K-pop opinion trend will never die. People love having opinions, and they also love arguing about their opinions. So I really don't see these types of videos ever stopping. And honestly, I'm never really disappointed after watching one. So that's all for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Bye.